this whole issue at the Federal Reserve is among the many issues that Donald Trump has been pounding, that we are putting all this power in this agency, this group that no one can control, and it's now out of control. Either that or what he's been saying on terror and then Hillary Clinton's problems. The bottom line is, whether you agree or disagree, you cannot ignore the advance he has made in some key battleground states that has it now looking potentially doable that he could win the whole thing. Conservative commentator Gina Loudon, Democratic strategist Kevin Chavous. So, Kevin, I begin with you, whether you're worried now that this guy many of your colleagues dismissed now seems to have a shot.
Well, I think that's true, Neil. You know, most presidential elections are popularity contests. Increasingly, this felt like a race to the bottom. But I will tell you that Donald Trump has been more measured, more restrained, and it's made a difference. He's also targeted certain audiences like the African-American community by coming up with an imaginative school choice proposal. And, you know, this is a year where change does matter. And frankly, Hillary Clinton feels and acts more like a status quo candidate, and I think that's to Trump's advantage.
You know, you have Gina Loudon, some of the campaign folks within the Clinton organization getting a little frantic here. They can't believe this race is as tight as it is, whatever your point of view. They don't think much of Donald Trump, and they think they should be bashing him, and they're not. What do you make of that?
Well, look, I think that...
Gina first, and then I will go back to... I'm sorry, yes. Kevin, Gina.
Sure.
I think that those of us who sort of have been watching how Donald Trump does politics, how he did business and how he does politics, kind of predicted that some of this tightening might happen. Now Mr. Trump is actually winning in 6 states that Obama won before. Definitely things are tightening, but this is because the GOP has had a ground game for a number of years, Neil, and the Democrats, you know, kind of dropped in some people last minute in 2016 and said, hey, you know, we've got all these people in all these states, but the bottom line is that the GOP has kind of been quietly behind the scenes building a ground game, has registered 700 and some new Republican voters in key swing states, and so those efforts are paying off at this point. It's not surprising to those of us who kind of thought that this might happen.
You know, Kevin, I noticed a lot of Clinton types say, we're just waiting for Trump to explode. He's going to say something stupid. He's going to do something embarrassing at a debate, or he's going to go advocate war with Luxembourg. You get what I'm saying, that he'll do something that will confirm your opinion of that he is a volatile, not a safe candidate. Is that what it hangs on, the debate and how he performs?
Well, I tell you, I hope that Democrats aren't waiting for that. Look, at the debate, Hillary will be prepared, but will she inspire? The biggest challenge that Hillary Clinton has is to inspire people to want to vote. I mean, if she doesn't get people excited about her being the president, then this is an opportunity, because one thing we know for sure, Donald Trump has inspired the electorate in ways we haven't seen because he's talking about something different. I have major problems with his personal insults, but Hillary Clinton can't match insult with insult. In other words, she can't come to the debate and talk about...
Other candidates have suffered dearly for doing that. Gina, real quickly, I mean, if you could advise Donald Trump, your guy in this race, what would you tell him for the debate?
I would tell him stick to exactly what he's doing. I've murder-boarded candidates, which means prepared them. Sounds terrible. Means I've prepared them for debates before, and I'm sure that Mr. Trump is considering all the psychology there, because that's my background, and that's where I would focus. Hillary is probably going to try to back him into a wall, but I don't think she'll be able to do it. He's carrying 20% of blacks, 32% of Hispanics. These are brand new numbers for a GOP candidate.
He's not carrying that many blacks or Hispanics, Gina. No way.
20% of the numbers that I saw today, Neil.
I don't know.
I don't see that.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anything can happen, but I don't see it now. Guys, thank you both very much. I very much appreciate it.